More diminished ramblings? I think so. Let's talk about diminished voicings and how we can play with them and derive some really interesting sequences from our diminished scale. So, diminished 7, fully diminished 7 is 1, flat 3, flat 5, double flat 7. If I've got C fully diminished, it's going to be C, E flat, G flat, and B double flat, which is an A. So C, E flat, G flat, A. Now, are not a lot of possibilities to play that in closed position, meaning all in that order. It's not impossible, but it starts to get a little untenable. So we're going to put this in a drop 2 position, which is probably one you've seen anyways. On the A string, it looks like this. I've got my C, G flat, A, E flat. First, or middle finger, 3rd fret A, 4th finger. What am I doing? Middle finger on the 3rd fret A string. Ring finger on the 4th fret D string. 1st finger, 2nd fret G. Pinky, 4th fret B. That's the shape. So on this A string shape, that's the classic fully diminished 7 voicing, and all the inversions of it are fully symmetrical. They are a minor third apart from each other. So C fully diminished is E flat diminished, G flat diminished, A diminished. They're all literally the same thing because of the symmetrical nature of this chord. Everything's a minor third apart. The chord is built with minor thirds. C to E flat's a minor third, E flat to G flat's a minor third, G flat to A is a minor third, and A back to C is a minor third. So if we take this chord at face value, it's not really substituting for anything. It's not implying anything. It's C fully diminished 7. So we're going to think of this as part of a C whole half diminished scale. That's C, D, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, A, B, and C, D, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, A, B. I know I'm probably not spelling it the correct way, but I don't give a shit. Now, what's really cool about the diminished scale is that there's actually 2 sequences of fully diminished chords that create the entire scale. So what I mean by that is this, because I've got 4 diminished 7th chords. I've got C, E flat, G flat, A. That's part of the scale. It's all part of the scale. And I've also got those down a half step. So B diminished, D diminished, F diminished, and A flat diminished are also part of the scale. And that creates the whole scale. So now I can do this. I can play and harmonize the whole scale with the same voicings the whole time. So I'm going to start on B diminished, a half step below my target, C half diminished, or C diminished. So I've got B to C diminished. Then I'm going to go D to E flat diminished, F to G flat diminished, A flat to A diminished, back B to C. That's the whole scale. Right? Follow the bass notes. That's a really cool sound, and again, one that's, pretty well leveraged, can be well leveraged for guitars because it's all the same shape, bada bing, bada boom. And to reduce this and be able to apply it really quickly, if you have a diminished 7th chord, you're going to have that, and then a diminished 7th chord a half step below it, and that's going to be the 2 diminished chords that you can use to harmonize a whole half diminished sound. So again, C diminished 7 is the chord. Maybe it's the chord symbol I'm playing on, or the tonality. I'm I'm going to use B diminished and C diminished, and then there's subsequent inversions to play around with the scale and voicing it. So let's transpose that. Let's say I've got G diminished, plays the same string set. I'm going to play a G diminished up here. Now half step below is F sharp diminished. So those are my two diminished chords. F sharp diminished, G diminished, F sharp, G, F sharp, oops, sorry. F sharp, G, F sharp, G, F sharp, G, F sharp, G. Remember, this whole sequence is going to repeat every minor third up. So every 3 frets, I'm going to play 2 diminished chords a half step away. Follow the scale. G whole half diminished. G, A, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, E. And then F sharp. So that's that in a different key. Gets a great sound. Let's tweak these voicings. So a really nice trick, I'm going to go back to C for kind of length purposes, or just getting down here. Any note in your diminished voicing can go up a whole step, and that'll give you a scale tone, like a color note, right? So check this out. I've got C diminished. I'm going to take the top note, E flat, move it up a whole step. Woo! So now I have a 4, like an 11 on this diminished chord. I kind of, I don't always quantify the extensions on diminished because it can kind of get, I don't know, it depends. It depends. But regardless, I've got an 11 over this C diminished. That's kind of a nice sound. And that's movable. Symmetrical. A little hard to grab right off the bat, but that adds some color to it. So that's the top voice moving up a whole step. Going back to our power of the 2 diminished chords fitting the whole scale, we've got I'm doing the B diminished, also moving the top note up a whole step. That gets a little trickier fingering wise. I can't like rip through it on this string set at least, but it's a super cool sound. So that's the top note, moving up a whole step. I'm going to go back to our regular one, and I'll move the G string note, the A, up a whole step. Sorry, and I want to say this top note was the 3, the flat 3. That's going up to 4. This A is the 6. It's going to go up to major 7. This is one of my favorites because it's easy to play, and it has a cool sound, which I'll describe in a second. So now I've got this. C, F sharp, B, E flat, or C, G flat, B, E flat. This is a B major triad over C. So now I get a triad over bass sound simply by moving the 6 up to major 7 in this voicing. Again, every minor third. That gets a lot of value once you do the half step down trick. I can play that much easier than the other one. Woo! The power of the symmetricity of this plus triads really is appealing, because if I don't play the bass, I have this. All triads. That's very kind of John Williams-esque, one of many examples that kind of sounds like that. Actually, literally. That's that. There you go, diminished. So that's diminished major 7, C diminished major 7. That is a chord symbol in voicing I would definitely see, and I use a fair amount. A little less common, but it's probably one of the most used extensions on a diminished sound. All right, so let's go back to our normal one. Fully diminished, C fully diminished. Let's take this F sharp, which is the flat 5, move it up a whole step. which gives us a sharp 5 or flat 13. So we got C, A flat, A, E flat. Got some crunch in there. A little bit of a stretcher down here. Move it to minor thirds. I like this one a lot. Let's do the half step down trick, B diminished, with that D string voice up a whole step, sliding into C, and then transposing every minor third. Super crunchy because I've got, wait, is that right? Yeah. That's the D and the G string in that voicing set. But it's, a little hidden, buried underneath, or buried in between. A little harder to keep the stability of those chords moving on this string set, but very cool sound. Now this one, the root moving up a whole step, it's a vibe. I like this one. I definitely use a lot on this string set, which I'm not showing those voicings right now, because I love to gatekeep knowledge. No, I'm kidding. It's just different fingerings and stuff. I'll do another video. This guy's cool. It's really interesting. So I'm putting the C up to a D. So I got D, G flat, A, E flat. If you notice, we have another triad happening. D, F sharp, A, D major triad, with an E flat on top. Whoa. So kind of because it's so actually obvious with the root position triad and the flat 9 on top, if I'm considering this a D chord, it kind of doesn't make it as appealing to me. But it's also kind of cool. I don't know. It's also hard to grab. So that's C moving up to D. So do the half step down trick. I mean, it is cool. I think I messed up somewhere there. No, I didn't. It just sounds crazy. So definitely a vibe. And what's awesome about all of these is that there's always a triad hidden within it somewhere. So our first one will remove the top voice up a whole step. C diminished 7 with the 11 on top. I actually have an F major triad spread voicing in there. C, A, F. That's F major. If I already said, if I move the A to a B to get the diminished major 7, that's a B major triad, second inversion over C. If I move that F sharp to G sharp, I have a lovely A flat major chord or G sharp major chord. I'll call it A flat, C, A flat, E flat, spread voicing. And then of course, if I move the root C up to D, I have a root position G, a D major triad. So all the triad pairs that exist are also found in these kind of tweaked voicings in the diminished domain. So there's so much to extract from this, and the rabbit hole goes further. But let me give you a couple examples where I might use this in a 2-5-1. My example is E flat major 2-5-1, F minor 7, and B 13 flat 9 to get the diminished vibe. We'll explain that in a second. E flat major 7. What I'm going to do is an F minor of some sort, but I'm going to think F diminished, and that's going to get me the 5 chord. That's going to get me my 5-7 flat 9, and then its various extensions. So, but by thinking F minor to F diminished, that kind of keeps it easier in my head, my P brain guitar head, where I'm thinking F to F. Great, that makes it nice. So I'm going to go F. I'll do this: F minor 7. Actually, let me do this. I'll do F minor, F diminished, E flat major. Okay, so you hear the vibe. 2, 5, 1. Okay, bass notes here. All right, here we go. So here's our kind of starting place: F minor 7, F diminished, E flat major 7. Now I'm going to tweak each diminished. That's the high note tweaking up. That was the G string note moving up. It's the D string, here's the root. Whoops. That one I don't do as much. I get. Oh, that actually was right. Okay. So again, I went from F minor 7, the same voicing the whole time, to my 4 variations of the diminished 7. 3, flat 3 going to 11, double flat 7 going to major 7, flat 5 going to sharp 5, or flat 13, and root going to 2. So again. Half step thing. Oh, my time's out. Again. Okay. It is. Do it again. Woo! That's kind of cool. So I'm taking each tweak and also the normal one, normal F diminished 7, and going a half step below, E diminished, F diminished, and then repeating that sequence in minor thirds. I can also go down. Whoops. What am I doing? Oh, right. Do it again. Kind of gets a little tubby down there, so you want to be careful. Let's see if I can do this other one, this other tweak. Whoa, I like that. And I get this very melodic top line, which is always what I'm looking for. Can I do the root one? Oh. That's pretty out. Also, sorry, I got messed up on my my loop thing. Oops, Jesus. So anyways, there's so much possibility there. Really a lot of fun to work out these diminished voicings. TLDR, although I guess at this point you've made it, take a diminished 7th voicing, move any of the notes up a whole step. That's going to give you a color tone from your whole half diminished scale. So C diminished 7th voicing, take any of the notes, move them up a whole step. That's going to be a note from the diminished scale. Probably forgot to mention, pretty crucially, if you move the whole thing up a whole step, that's that next diminished chord. So that's why we're getting these color notes. You're actually pulling it from the other diminished partner. So it's so much cool stuff to uncover. I'll keep doing videos about diminished domain territory. I didn't even talk about other string sets or different voicing types or inversions. It just gets so it's a lot. It's a lot because all these have their own inversions as well. So yeah. Anyways, I'll leave it at that. I got a tab in the whatever description. So have fun with these.